I literally teach on TikTok because our attention span, my students' attention span is like this because of social media. Of course, okay, I'm gonna have 5 lessons and then stop technically. And we always watch controversial conspiracy theories about 300 plus different essays, resumes. I mean, I did my master's, and because they are immigrants, they have no idea how the system works, what is Common App, where to apply, what to write. And in that playful moment, I was like, oh my God, English can be so much fun to teach. It's such a fun activity.
Welcome back, Lira. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm so happy to see you today. Please tell us about yourself. You guys have no idea why I chose her for you today. So, Lira.
I like to say that I am the non-boring English teacher and very passionate about the language. I have studied in America for 3 years. I have won multiple scholarships. I am alumni of the program here. I have studied in Europe. I have experienced a lot of different accents, languages, and I have decided that America is the place to be. So I have been living in Miami for the past year, and in Florida I have been for 3 years now. Yeah, I'm very happy to be here with you.
Of course, Lira, of course. And you know, Nastya, when I had an interview with her and she told me you guys are partners, and I was like, okay, let me ask Lira so she could tell us more about it. What do you guys do? Do you teach together? Do you run school? Do you help with SAT? What do you guys do together?
Absolutely. It's a crazy connection that I felt immediately when I saw her, because her energy, she's also vibrating the energy all the time.
Yeah.
And I feel like I'm the same. So we just clicked immediately and we started like working together without even like discussing, like, you know, it's that partnership that started naturally.
Yeah.
So she has her own tutoring school here in Florida.
Okay.
And she has an ongoing like traffic of clients who are coming to study, do their bachelor's, colleges, universities mostly, high schoolers, middle schoolers. So she's basically growing the future of America, the immigrants. And she was actually applying herself this year to do her bachelor's. And I was like, you know what? That's actually my expertise. I know how to write essays. I have wrote about 300 plus different essays, resumes. I mean, I did my master's. Every single week we had to do multiple assignments, like 30 pages each, like, you know, just like writing and like enhancing your English. Especially like making it more academic. I would say this is my specialty. So she said that she has students that are very far behind, and because they are immigrants, they have no idea how the system works. What is Common App? Where to apply? What to write in their essays? I have been reading their essays and I just see that there is a lot of disconnection because no one teaches you things like that. They do have like high school counselors, but some advices that I have heard from them, like, you know, students speaking off of their counselors, I was a bit, I was like, oh, I'm not sure if that applies to you because they don't know your status. They don't know how, you know, that applies to your college experience. So she basically was like, I have children who are willing to study, do their bachelor's. Let's collab. And we have written many essays this year, and we have been taking clients literally the day of the deadline of applying your essay. Students who were like, oh my God, is the deadline today? And we were like, yes, we got to write an essay like right now. Like there is no more time to postpone. So yeah, so this is how we started working. And I guess I'm kind of like a guest, not necessarily teacher, like a specialist there at her tutoring school. And yeah, I didn't mention what I did my master's in, which is quite curious. My master's was in college student affairs. I have basically been studying how college functions for 2 years, how American system works, how American colleges function.
Okay, beautiful, Lira. You are a VIP in this. So it's very beautiful that every one of us have their own specialty at something, right? Like what I specialize in American accent. I correct their pronunciation, the students, and basically just slang, idioms. But Nasty also told me that you retain so much vocabulary that she is flabbergasted. Sometimes she looks at you and she was like, shit, I don't even know what we call it in Russian.
That is so sweet. That is what's so sweet to hear. And you see, like, I have no idea how to teach people accent. Have no clue. And I love that you are saying that we are actually, experts.
Each other without like a puzzle pieces. Beautiful. Beautiful. So tell me, Lira, more about your journey. Like, did you wake up one day deciding to become an English teacher? So besides teaching English as well, you like help people with essays. But like, how did it happen? Like, what was the spark? Was it like because of someone? Were you inspired? Like, what's the secret?
I still remember her name, Karina. I was in middle school and she was a high schooler about to graduate, and my English teacher brought her up to us at the lesson and was like, so this is Karina, and she was in America last year. Okay. She won a competitive scholarship. She stayed at the host family, and and it's all because of English, because this program was called Flex. I think it's still ongoing, unfortunately not for Russian citizens, but I think it's available for people from Kazakhstan, Uzbekistan, and overall like post-Soviet countries. So this is where it started. I could never just comprehend that could be me one day, or I could be the person to win the scholarship and get that experience for a full year to study in America. And I think this is where it started, the passion.
Beautiful. So you came here to study, you won the scholarship. It was a big moment for you. And what was the link chain? So what was your first, when did you decide to take it as a career? Like, was it, how did it happen?
Absolutely. So I would say it's the two fields that I have, right? Like, I teach and I also help with applying to colleges. So applying to colleges started when I started blogging about my experience of coming to America, and all of a sudden it has become like it skyrocketed that year. I got about 30,000 followers within the span of 4 months.
Okay.
And people started asking, oh, do you do consultations on how to get to this program? Can you teach us? What did you write in your essay? And this is where that path started, before I even knew that it exists. Like, college counseling is a thing. I had no clue that it's a profession, because it's quite popular in America, right? Like, they do college, everyone. If you want to go to Ivy League, you're going to have a college counselor, you're going to have a tutor, you're going to be so many specialists who are going to be helping you crafting your application. And back then I had no idea that this is what I started doing, like consulting people. And for English, it started by, I actually cannot recall, but I remember when I was in my college, for freshman probably, I had someone asking, can you teach my child? And they had a very weird request. They were like, but we're going to tell our child that you don't know Russian. So you got to speak English right when you enter. And she's going to trying to test you. She's going to try to test you, but you have to, stay firm and speak only English. I was like, oh, how cool. And this is where it started, because it was such a fun request. And we started by just talking. We were the song, Head and Shoulders, the shark, the baby shark, all of these songs we were playing. And in that playful moment, I was like, oh my God, English can be so much fun to teach.
Exactly. Exactly. This is when you transition into also teaching.
Right.
Beautiful, beautiful. Actually, when I was a teacher in third world countries, I used to say the same thing. The school owners told me, Kamal, never say you speak Russian, never let people know, just tell them you're an English speaker. And it worked, just like you said.
Yeah, and it's so cool though, because they couldn't, that's why they had to explain it. I always say just try to speak, just say this thing. I know I'm gonna say thing. I don't know every single word for everything, right? It doesn't matter. But it's just trying to explain it without naming and without switching to your native language is very important.
That's exactly what Nasty was mentioning. I think she got it from you, or you, I don't know, but she was using different words, It's like the game of I forgot the name of the game, but like you draw a pizza, your students don't see the pizza, and someone tries to explain it without naming it, so you eat it. It's
Hmm.
Italian. I don't know
Like
that.
alias? Alias? Is that the name?
Maybe,
Rocket.
maybe.
Mhm.
Um, but speaking of words and speaking of this game, what did you notice as a teacher? The mistakes that students make when learning English. Like, what do you think they're like? It's happening.
I will answer shortly. I will say that they think that there is an end goal.
Okay.
English is it's like a muscle. There is no end goal. You just fall in love with it, you keep learning, and you keep crafting it every single day. And because some people think, okay, I'm gonna do this course, okay, I'm gonna have 5 lessons, and then I will learn English, or then I'll have the result, and then it's when the time that I can stop technically.
Yeah.
There is no end
You
goal.
never stop.
And,
Beautiful. Beautiful. So, guys, if you want to master your English, you have to turn it into a habit. Just like you go to the gym, it's an ongoing journey. People think, oh, I will study 2 months or 3 months and then I will not do it. And that's wrong. And this takes me to the third question. I think students ask you, and they have asked me, and they ask all teachers across the globe, what is the best way to memorize vocabulary? I'm asking this question to every teacher. Look, listen, even if I interview 200 teachers, Lira, I will still ask this question because everyone's got an opinion, everyone's perspective is different. So what do you think?
I love associations.
Yes,
Like-
yes, mnemonics, right?
Yeah, today I was posting a story and I was like telling my students about the word unhinged, and I was explaining what a hinge is.
Yeah.
I was showing a picture of it. Like I was like, oh, let me Google it for you. Let me show you. So they create a certain association, like visual association, and then I would be like, oh, also it's a dating app in America. And the reason why they called it, it's probably like to connect people, because Hinge is what connects people, right? And then I was like, so unhinged would be someone out of their mind, you know? So I think I remember it that way.
That's beautiful. That's a beautiful. The way I remember this word is like a hinge of the door, like, you know, the door hinges on those whatever you call them. So yeah, similar. Yeah, associative method. Beautiful. That's what I like. Yeah. Take me to the fourth question. What do you wish other teachers would stop doing or doing wrong? I'm sure you are in a space, maybe you have analyzed, I wouldn't call it competitors, because I'll tell you what, Lira, I don't know why some people operate from a scarcity mindset. Like if any teacher messages me, I don't see them as a competition. What do you think that you noticed teachers do wrong? This is just basically your observation. Like, we were not judging anyone, but I'm just saying, like, what do you think?
That's a good question. I'm thinking, like, what can I criticize other? You know, I used to have that a lot. Like, I would watch and I'd be like, oh my God, she has, you know, she made a mistake. Or how dare she teach English if she hasn't, you know, hasn't gained a degree and studied for 20 plus years. And I realized that it's my scarcity mindset that stops it. And I'm actually jealous of all of those people. So I would say something that I would wish teachers did more, it's value themselves and deal with their imposter syndrome. And it doesn't matter, it's okay. Like, you don't have to know English like C1, C2 level to teach. You are allowed to do that because there is going to be someone who is lower than you level wise.
Yes.
And you're going to teach them something new. I don't know how to teach an A0 level. I have no idea. I don't know how to teach beginners because I'm already so advanced, you know,
Yes.
PowerPoint at that at this discussion. So that's why I usually work with students like B2, B1, C1 levels. And I think that's beautiful if someone, even with an accent, or, you know, if someone they're gonna find, and the person would just know a little bit more than them.
Yeah.
So
It gets boring, to be honest. Believe me, Lira. I mean, it gets boring to teach A0 levels, A1 levels. When you know so much, you feel like shit, man. And this is why I also prefer teaching higher levels. I totally understand you. It's really good that you don't teach beginners because you will be bored as F. Okay. How can a native speaker start teaching English and what to expect? Because I have a friend, he's from New York. His name is Ken. He travels the world. He lives in Central Asia right now, but he's treated like a king. Like, people get him gifts. They drive him places. He dates the most beautiful women out there. And when I listen to when I hear his experience, I get some celebrity vibes shit, honestly. And so if Americans knew how appreciated they would be when if they embark on a teaching journey, it would change their life, I guess. So what do you think? How can they start teaching? And yeah, please.
Yeah, it's interesting. I actually have like a group of teachers working for me, and some of them are native speakers. And I absolutely love to be that bridge for my students, to have the ability to practice with native speakers, because I'm saying, like, yeah, I can give you like a lot, but I'm not the native speaker. So it's important that you like do this combination when you're advanced.
Yeah.
And that what to do for a native speaker, I would say maybe open a book. You know why? Because if you ask me, Lyra, can you teach Russian? I'll be like, where to start? Where do I go? How to divide, like, how to explain grammar? Because I'm already, it's my native language. So I would say starting by opening a book and looking at the structure first, because all the lessons should be structured, and you should have like a progress check, what you're doing, where students are going. So, or they can pivot to speaking clubs, where they can listen to a student, give feedback regarding their speech, correct the grammar, say like, no one says the idiom, it's raining cats and dogs. You're going to say it's heavily pouring outside, right? So like just correcting probably more advanced speakers who can have a conversation with you. But yeah, a book. I love a good book.
What book would you recommend, for example? What book changed your life? So you said, no, I understand we speak of teaching books and how to teach. But speaking of books, I'm just curious, like what books do you like to read, or what book do you think has a dramatic impact in your life?
I'll tell you the book that traumatized me, and it's that green one, Golitsynskiy, that we all had while teaching and practicing grammar.
Why? Why?
Because that was like, so our teacher would make it when I was in high school. Every single Saturday, the whole lesson would be us sitting down, grinding the grammar and doing the tasks from that book. And it got so boring at a point, and you just feel like your mistakes are endless. Like you don't know when is the time when you're actually gonna have everything like correctly, because it's like 15, 25 sentences in one task, and you are like trying to get it all correct, and there is definitely gonna be one or two mistakes that you're gonna make. So I don't know, I feel like that book is a bit demotivating for someone who is starting to learn English, because you feel like with grammar it's challenging.
Yeah.
You either love it or hate it.
I think it's an old times book. Like I think there is like a age gap book, right? I think it's an old type of way of teaching. And so so we have 3 more questions. Number 1. A lot of students complain, and they say that they know a lot of words, but they can't remember them when they speak. They understand more than they speak. So what's your advice for those students, or what do you usually tell them?
Right. Like their listening skills are way more advanced than usually like at the listening task, because they're watching videos, like hearing people talking, like they would be able to like dissect every single word and understand. But then when it comes to speaking, it's like, I always say that like you feel like a pet, like you understand what your owner is saying, but you have no idea how to respond in the same way. You know what helped me? I actually love that's what's something that I give my students. We're learning TikToks. So I find the TikTok of a person, just like, a native speaker, sharing their opinion on something. And again, this works for B1 plus levels usually. So we find a video, I make a lesson out of it. So like I take out the words, the vocabulary, we practice the words, and then their main task is to recreate the same exact video, learning like, heart by heart, every single word, every single sentence, the grammar correctly. And I have noticed that later on, they start talking to me, like, and then we have like questions, right? To reflect, let's say. And they start using and sounding just like they learned it from that video. Like they don't know just the word, but they're able to connect it, the dots, connect it to the sentence, to the actual meaning. So I have noticed, and it's such a fun activity.
I can imagine.
Yeah, you could literally say that I'm a TikTok teacher. Right now, most of my lessons are TikTok based. We are like covering different opinions, things that are happening in America, discussing vocabulary from there. And I started like pinpointing like words, so to speak, for example, the girl was saying. I was like, that's such a great phrase. Like, I want you to try to use that in your vocabulary.
Okay.
Or another thing for the question that you asked is writing down the words that you have. For example, you have a vocabulary, and then you have to force yourself, and then you have a question, and you gotta force these words into your. They usually send me audios for feedback, so you gotta force these words in your speech. Otherwise, like when you start forcing those words, you're gonna start noticing them everywhere. And you actually start practicing them.
I think this is also the way I learned my English as well. I didn't grow in an English speaking like family or country. So what helped me a lot is lyrics, songs, and I would basically memorize those lyrics and sing them by heart. And this played a big role in improving my pronunciation as well. So it's almost the same thing that you're doing. Kudos. What makes your method different from everyone else's?
I have never seen anyone pulling out things that I do. I literally teach on TikTok. I Google and I change the task every 5 to 7 minutes because our attention span, my students' attention span is like this because of social media. They cannot watch a podcast. They're like, Lira, 7 minutes in, I'm bored. So we're constantly changing content, going on and on and on. And I open TikTok, I pull up, okay, let's Google it. Let's find out. I never am scared to like, oh, you had a question like about ChatGPT, right? I really thought that this is like a great question, like AI. There are so many platforms that we use, blah, blah, blah. But I used to be scared to pull up AI when I didn't know something, right? And like ask the question. I literally right now, I was like, okay, perfect. Words, let's watch a video. Let me select these words. Let me ask, make a quick test. We're doing that test right now.
Okay.
It works out amazingly. So I honestly craft a lesson sometimes throughout the lesson. And again, that because I have been doing that for such a long time. And I was like, okay, test, let's play a game. Let's do this. And I want you to write your opinion on the TikTok that we have watched. And you have to use these 5 words that we have just talked about that you saw. Associations with every single word, boom, they remember. Like, they remember. I'm like, do you recall the last lesson? Oh yeah, we have talked. I have shared my opinion on the topic. And that way they feel super integrated into American culture. My last topics were on Ozempic, venture funds. I was literally explaining how a venture fund works, what is a unicorn company, and we're learning always something through English. You gotta learn something through the language, something new to you. My topics were on PDD. We literally dissected this conflict with all the details, conspiracy theories about Beyonce and who was like the guy?
Right, Diddy.
Like there was someone. Right. So yeah, my topics are crazy. We talked about body positivity, American propagating pro-obesity. We watched, and we always watch controversial videos, two opinions on the same topic. And then I'm like, okay, what's your opinion? Write me like an essay. And we don't write essays. I call them advanced tweets, advanced posts.
Okay.
Yeah, because it's gonna be like even if you have noticed, if you have ever taken, you have probably experienced like TOEFL, IELTS, or any Cambridge exam.
I did.
They are shifting from essays to 100 words tasks.
Yeah.
All of them, like they are actually changing it. They're like, we no longer need you to like show us that you can write 500 words. It's necessary for, let's say, like master program or things like that, but not really for the task that they have. So we do like advanced tweets, basically. It's like 100 words text on our topic with your opinion on it.
Listen, what I really like about your approach is how you holistically, pragmatically, and practically approach teaching. I swear, Lira, this is not some fluff for the show. I like how you integrate PTSD, because I'm also heavy in psychology. I like that. And I just have one more thing to say. I mean, if you're into PTSD, what I read recently is that some people rebel against calling it as a disorder. They call it an injury, like a post-traumatic injury. Many of them disagree that also like ADHD is a disorder. They say it's an injury. It could be an injury or it could be a phenomenon, whatever. It's what do you think?
I honestly, I think like when you're an adult, you learn to work with it. You have already been integrated into society that way that you learn how to deal with your ADHD. Do you do that effectively or not? That's the question that you need to ask. Like, do you know tricks to your own psychic on how to work with your ADHD? Like, do you create like certain, I don't know, like fun tasks for yourself, because you know how, but when it comes to the kids, you can notice that it's really uncontrolled because they don't know yet. They're not integrated yet. They haven't learned the system. So that's why for them, you have to like quickly adapt and change the dynamic of the lesson. It's the same in like with online businesses, courses, like people selling courses on Instagram. People are tired of courses. It's too long. No one is going to watch a 1 hour lesson. It needs to be 15 minutes. YouTube is shifting to shorter format, 15 minutes for the video. I asked you earlier, are we going to have a long interview or are we going to try to keep it short?
Yeah.
So I'm failing
I get it.
Short, but
what I like to do, so my YouTube channel is mostly and heavily focused on shorts. So the most triggering parts of our conversation so that people stick and watch it. But also the whole interview for anyone who wants to watch it. But mostly it's just like a short form channel. Okay, going back to the topic. How do students actually think in English? I think people ask you, I think in Russian, Lira, like, how do I switch my head and think in English? Do you think there is an answer to it? Like, do you think it's a stupid question or do you think it's a valid question? Do you think there are ways about it?
I would say don't focus on it. Don't fixate yourself on the thought like, am I thinking in Russian or English? Someone comes to me and be like, Lira, a task for you, I'm gonna pay you $500. You gotta switch and you have to help me switch from thinking in my native language to English.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, perfect. What is one topic that you are the most knowledgeable in? I don't know. I'm a marketing specialist. Amazing. Here is an article that I'm going to give you to read. I want you to read the article. And the next thing, I want you to retell what you have read from the article and add on your opinion. And your task is to speak up to 30 minutes.
Okay.
So you are going to see that you will not notice, but start switching to thinking in English. Because when you have time to process and to translate, this is when you fixate too much on whether I think in Russian or English, or I'm thinking in Russian. So you just have to get into the flow of speaking for more than 1 minute, 3 minutes, 5 minutes. Take it up to 30 minutes, up to an hour if you wish. But it's gonna help. You will not even notice that you are now thinking of the next sentence in English and not Russian.
That's a powerful move. You're learning how to speak basically, and it goes for everything. When I started creating content, Lira, I would tell you the same thing. You know, I would say 3 years ago, even if I spoke English well, it was a learning curve to dive into detailed topic, and then every time you do it, you just improve. What do you wish to tell everyone? Like, let's say if you had 2 minutes and nothing more to say, everything is going to be erased from the internet, you have nothing. What is your message? Think about it. It could be off topic, it could be spiritual, it could be anything.
Are you drinking pickle juice?
Okay, for the English, I would say, and you have probably heard that, and I genuinely believe in that. If you want to learn any language, the fast track, fall in love with the person who speaks the language you want to learn. The motivation boost is gonna be insane. And for the message, just for the people, I would tell them that no one knows how to live this life. And if it seems like people know what they're doing, they're just doing it confidently. So don't overthink. And we have no idea what we're all doing out here.
Hurrah!
So just do what feels right to you, and never look at other people as like, oh my God, yeah, it looks like, that's how I should live my life, or I should do this. No one knows. Everyone's first try and first step. So listen to your gut feeling that tells you what to do. Just do what makes you feel right. I think the other important message is to make money, and life becomes easier, more enjoyable, and surprisingly many problems can be fixed with that one green little thingy. So
guys,
grind, learn,
get money and work. Yeah. And what happened, like what really helped me, Lira, is advice from Alex Hormozi. So he says you must, he gives advices for entrepreneurs. He basically says you guys have to try it for a month. He says work for 12 hours a day for a month and see how life changes.
Right.
Beautiful. Lira, it was a pleasure having you. Thank you so much for joining me today. And
thank you. I'm so happy that we did it quickly, of how fast it has happened.
Yeah.
And I appreciate so much this opportunity. I already texted Nastya saying, сделал интервью, спасибо тебе, дорогая. Поэтому thank you.
Okay, Lira, thank you so much for today. Guys, let me know what you guys think, and stay in touch. Bye.
So hold me while you're waiting, don't say shit, 'cause I hate it, you left me feeling sad.